Hashtag Trending would like to thank Meter for their support in bringing you this podcast. Meter delivers a complete networking stack, wired, wireless, and cellular, in one integrated solution that's built for performance and scale. You can find them at meter.com/HTT. Meta's toxic secret. Allegations surfaced that Facebook knew deactivating your account was good for your mental health. Why Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff dumped ChatGPT for Gemini 3.0. Is not upgrading your work computer saving or costing your company money? And X's big reveal. A new transparency tool accidentally outs the foreign origins of prominent U.S. political influencers. Welcome to Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. We'll start with a major legal and ethical headache for Meta. New unredacted court filings in a lawsuit brought by the U.S. school districts suggest that the company may have suppressed internal research that shows that its products were causing real harm. The claims center on a 2020 study called Project Mercury. This research looked at users who choose to deactivate their Facebook accounts. The findings reportedly suggested significant mental health benefits, specifically that quitting the platform could reduce depression, anxiety, and loneliness. The lawsuit claims that once they saw these results, Meta shut down the project and may have refused to publish the findings. How damning were these results? An internal staffer's filing appears to confirm the research showed a clear mechanism of harm, writing that the Nielsen study does show causal impact on social comparison. Another employee was quoted comparing the situation to the tobacco industry. They said, "The issue is like the tobacco industry doing research and knowing cigarettes were bad and then keeping that info to themselves." Meta is strongly disputing the allegations, saying the claims rely on cherry-picked quotes and misinformed opinions. The intensity of the hype and the great reviews for Gemini have not died down. The kudos keep coming, and more new additions are announced and discovered every day. Gemini 3.0 drew a massive endorsement from Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff, who took to social media to announce he was completely switching from ChatGPT after his test drive of the new model. He wrote, "Holy shit, I've used ChatGPT every day for 3 years. Just spent 2 hours on Gemini 3. I'm not going back. The leap is insane." Even competitors like OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and Tesla CEO Elon Musk offered public, complimentary messages to Google. I've been using it for a couple of days too, and I don't want to pretend there's no negatives to Gemini 3.0 or no growing pains. But it does seem, as people get to know more about it, the more positive their reception is. The developer community is buzzing about Google's new platform, Anti-Gravity. Google presented this as an agent-first coding environment, and it's getting a nickname, Cursor Killer, because it seems to be challenging existing AI coding tools. Anti-Gravity seems to be living up to the objective of turning AI from a helpful co-pilot into an autonomous teammate, giving agents full control over the editor, terminal, and browser to execute complex tasks on their own. Meanwhile, the announcements and rumors continue as Google is integrating Gemini into every corner of its expansive ecosystem. Android Auto is the latest. Google is moving Gemini into Android Auto to replace the old Assistant. Expect that to be rolled out quickly. The goal is to provide a more realistic, continuous conversational approach to in-car tasks handling multi-step queries. Driving along and need to find a restaurant or ask about parking? No need to pull over. You just continue to chat with Gemini. And there are hints that suggest that an earlier and continuing Google hit, Notebook LM, the AI-powered research tool, may be given tighter integration with Gemini. Notebook was originally an experiment that took the world by storm and has been continually expanded. It started with allowing users to do analysis, and then it could present summaries as two-person audio podcasts. It's expanded to video, and now Nano Banana, another Google experiment gone viral, is integrated in to produce visuals and even slideshows. And now there appears that there might be an even tighter integration of Gemini with these other Google tools. It's got to be a good time to be a Googler. And while Sam Altman and Elon Musk have been complimentary and gracious, for competitors, it has to feel a lot like that old FM radio line. The hits just keep on coming. The average lifespan of computers and mobile devices used by North American corporations appears to be extending. And according to some sources, that might potentially be creating a drag on employee productivity as well as hitting the profitability of hardware manufacturers. The corporate device refresh cycle, which once typically averaged 22 months, has reportedly stretched to an average of 29 months. And while this shift may save capital expenditure in the short term, industry analysts suggest it could lead to higher long-term operating costs. Some analysts are estimating that the annual loss in productivity due to outdated equipment may be as much as 0.5% annually of a company's total output. Another study suggests that slow computers could cost the average employee 11 minutes of productivity time every day, which doesn't seem like a lot daily, but it's nearly 48 hours of wasted time per employee over the course of a year. But experts caution that implementing new systems, often without adequate training or consideration for employee work routines, may cause additional workload and workflow interruptions, which is why, although a lot of us like a new toy, some recoil at the idea of having to make changes to accommodate new hardware. So it's the usual damned if you do and damned if you don't scenario. Hardware might change, but some things stay the same. X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, got a new layer of transparency last Friday, thanks to a feature called About This Account. The feature gave some background information about accounts, a great idea in a world where we suspect that people are not who they seem and bot traffic is growing by astonishing amounts. But that new transparency brought some surprises. Immediately after the feature rolled out, users started exposing popular right-wing political accounts in the U.S. It turns out that a lot of major accounts were actually being run from other countries, including Russia, India, and even Nigeria. The account MAGA Nation X, which has nearly 400,000 followers and uses the bio Patriot Voice for We the People, was reportedly operating from Eastern Europe, according to the Daily Beast. Another popular profile, Ivanka News, a fan account for Ivanka Trump, with about 1 million followers that frequently posts on issues like illegal immigration, was revealed to be based in Nigeria. And on it went, with each new discovery celebrated by the critics who claim, predictably enough, that this is a political scandal. Of course, the first discoveries are political. But to those of us who are tired of what Twitter X has become, we might welcome the transparency of being able to expose fraudsters and trolls operating from remote countries. So will this initiative continue? It briefly went offline after the big revelations, but there are reports that it's back. And X's director of product, Nikita Beer, acknowledged that the data may have some early issues, stating that data was not 100% for old accounts, and promised that the information will be updated with a delay to preserve privacy. And that's our show. Once again, we'd like to thank Meter for their support in bringing you this podcast. Meter delivers full-stack networking infrastructure, wired, wireless, and cellular to leading enterprises. Meter designs, deploys, and manages everything required to get performant, reliable, and secure connectivity in a space. They design the hardware, the firmware, build the software, manage deployments, and run support. It's a single integrated solution that scales from branch offices, warehouses, and large campuses all the way to data centers. Book a demo at meter.com/HTT. That's meter.com/HTT. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a terrific Tuesday.